Hi guys, Karen here, and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to give you an updated garden tour for not just May, but for the not ending of our spring garden, but what we're doing to close out the spring vegetables. We still have some spring vegetables in the ground, but we're moving on to our summer garden stuff. So I'm going to show you that today. It's in the evening. It was quite hot today, so I decided to wait until the heat died down. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is our cucumber bed, and in here the gladiolas still haven't come up yet. I don't think the sunflowers here are getting enough light. Even though this area gets full sun, they don't get enough sun first thing in the morning. Like, it doesn't hit them right away. But our cucumbers seem to be doing fine. That's bed number one. We've added the lights to it, and these are our squash. So the zucchini squash are in the front. These are zinnia here. These are peppers that did not come up, but I'm just leaving them there to see what they do. Here, underneath here, we have the beginning of the yellow squash. You can see that right there. And then we have the one, what's the other one? Oh, right on the other side. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there it is. right there. Okay. And here we have banana peppers, and as you can see, they're starting to come out there. I don't know if the plant's supposed to be this small, but it's doing fairly well. We still have salvia here growing. It's gotten pretty big, but so has everything else. Our gladiolas have come up out of this one, and the daisies are doing really good. And here's our tomato bed. I harvested some tomatoes this week. Tons of tomatoes. I should have saved the picture. I'll insert the picture at the end, I guess. This is our tomato bed. Basil. We planted this basil in there because basil and tomato like to grow together. And these are some of the tomato plants that didn't come up right away, that I started from seed, but they did come up eventually. I had to cut away some aphids off of the leaves here, but I'll show you guys that another time. So I had to cut down some of the plants. These are the 100 cherry tomato plants my husband wanted. They're growing pretty good. I'll step back so you can see. I also added some marigolds. Marigolds, they like tomatoes too. All of our gladiolas came up out of this small pot. Look at those sunflowers. They're doing really well. However, I'm hoping that our okra does really well too, because it's in there along with all of these beautiful petunias. But the petunias seem to be taking over, and indeed covering the thyme that I threw in there because I didn't think it was going to get bigger. But seems like our okra is trying its best to come up. Hanging baskets. Our herb beds are getting full, which is so cool. And look at those sunflowers and gladiolas there. Hanging baskets. I changed out the hanging basket at the top. It used to be pansies, but one of the birds decided to make a home in it, so I moved it. And all of our irises started to open as well. And our rose plant there started to grow. It wasn't growing before. And lavender started to grow up. This is our other herb box. So it's doing really well. As you can see, the parsley's taken over in this box too. Also over here we added ground lights. And this is peppermint and parsley. Look at our roses, guys. They are so beautiful. However, look at the leaves. I don't know what's eating them, but it's not affecting the rose itself, but goodness. The geraniums are doing really well. This one gets more sun than the other, so this is where our daffodils were, and they've gone down, and I replaced it in the front with, I put marigolds in the front, and these are our mammoth sunflowers. So those are doing really well as well. My husband wanted to plant a blackberry bush, raspberry bush, that's not doing anything right now, and we have 2 blueberry bushes. Well, this one we got first, and then this one we found it on sale. Our hydrangeas that were burned in the winter time, well, not winter, early spring, because it got too cold, they started to get new leaves, and so they're coming back, and I'm just letting them do their thing, you know, because I figure at the end of the season you have to cut them back anyway. So yeah, but it's doing really well. And if you can tell, the gladiolas started to come up over here. Daisies are doing really well. This was, I'm not sure which one this, oh, lily, was it a lily? I'll come back to that one. So down this row, as you can see, we added lights and hydrangea bushes all the way up and down. And I added some flowers back there too. That's where that pansy is, where the bird made its nest. So here, our sunflowers are growing really well. On this side, it's kind of weird because, let me step back. These are super tall and these are not. And then in this box, that side is really tall and this side is not. So interesting. Maya's corn is coming up really well, and so is the alsam. They started flowering, as you can see. Pretty little delicate flowers. The hydrangeas in here are doing good. So what have we planted that's new? Well, this is the last week in here for the broccoli. As you can see, it's starting to flower, and we don't want it to do that. I still have the beets in the ground here. The iris that were over here, they're starting to bud. And Maya's pole beans, as you can see, are really thriving. Yeah, and those are sunflowers. Today, scared me a bit, but we found a snake in this one. A very small snake, mind you, but a snake nonetheless. So I'm very grateful that I have nothing in here right now that I need to, that's growing in the ground. Everything is above ground. But we have a tomato plant here. I bought this tomato plant at the farmer's market, and it looked suspect when I first bought it because it had white little dots on it and stuff. But I bought it anyway, went against my better judgment, and it's kind of droopy and whatnot, but it's an heirloom tomato plant, and that's our tomatoes over here. And then right here we have jalapenos, and these are poblano pepper plants. And here we have the calendula that's getting ready to bloom, as you can see. They're getting ready to open up. And our sunflowers, and I added a foxglove. And once again, our parsley and oregano. And I'm not sticking my hand in there because there was a snake. Yeah. Okay, here we have another one of the tomato plants that I bought from this one place, one farmer's market, and I wasn't too sure because I got these from a different vendor at the farmer's market. The other ones on the other bed, I got them from a vendor that I always go to, but this one was from a new one, same as the one I just showed you. And see how droopy it is and how the leaves, so I don't know what's going on here. And when I picked it up, I asked her if the plants were okay, and she was like, well, if you just take care of it, but I don't know. We still have the carrots here because they're not very big yet, so I don't know how much longer I should leave them in there. As you can see, this week not this week, I think last week, we planted the cucumber plants here. And then we have, I think that's a zucchini plant, I'm not sure. It didn't have a tag with it when I bought it. These are hyacinths that are dying down for the season. The leeks are still here. I think it's time to pull them up, but I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. Beautiful hydrangeas. And we have the last remaining bit of the broccoli, some Swiss chard, zinnia in the front, and all this. These are carrots and leeks here, and I have a tomato plant that I got from Lowe's thriving over here in the corner. Yeah. So that's, oh, and hydrangea. Oh, he perked up. I had to give him some water. It was 90 degrees today. Yeah, you perked up too. Yay! These are hydrangeas that my daughters bought me last year for Mother's Day. And these are the hydrangeas from this past Mother's Day. Yeah. So, sweet. But this is the garden update. And I think the next video I'll be talking about aphids, because we had an attack on our tomato plants. I just wanted to give you all an update this week. Yeah, so this is what we're doing, and it's looking really good. I don't think we want to add anything else right now because all of our boxes are pretty full, and what I've realized so far is that I don't want to overflow the beds like I did just, early spring, because the radish didn't have enough room to grow. So now I'm just making a point. Oh, and let me show you. So over here, the jalapenos, these are the Foodie Fresh Spicy Slice jalapenos. So as you can see, they're starting to bud as well. And I'm getting some poblano peppers here. And there's some leaves on that one too. Yay, this one's not really doing much of anything yet. It's the smallest out of the bunch. Yeah, but I thought I owed you guys an update. So here it is. So I will see you guys in the next one. Happy gardening, guys, and I will leave that picture of the tomatoes in the at the end of this, so you can see our first harvest of tomatoes this season. Okay, guys, see you later. Bye.